Hey guys, Day Trip here once again. Today we're taking our horror interests and going back to the gaming realm. We're stopping by Muerto County, more specifically in the rural town of New Texas. A new family member is making her way into the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, which means we're getting a new lore, new abilities, and a new style of gameplay. Black Nancy is making her Slaughter or Sawyer family debut in the game, but apparently has always been a part of the family, as she may have relation to our beloved Johnny. Let's take a drive through the Texas heat as we explore Black Nancy's backstory. Stick around for the second half of the video, where we will be covering her gameplay and abilities. Real quick, if you enjoy this style of content, consider subscribing, as I make horror content ranging from real life to fiction to movies and video games. Thank you. Let's get hunting. Although Nancy may appear sweet and innocent, she's quite possibly the most vicious and vile member of the Slaughter family. She's an expert at using her friendly looks to lure victims into situations they can't escape. She's been married 4 times, but each husband has died from mysterious causes. One husband just simply disappeared. Locals avoid her property at all costs and call her Black Nancy, as death and despair surround her. So it sounds like we have a true Black Widow in our midst, meaning a woman who is known for killing one or multiple of their husbands, usually with little to no remorse. She is also Johnny's aunt, or so she says. The truth, however, is much darker. Nancy murdered Johnny's mother when he was a toddler, stealing the child and raising him as her own.
I wanted a little baby so bad. Then God delivered Johnny. My own little angel.
Finally fulfilling the empty void her 4 husbands could not. She then turned him into a ruthless killer that he is today. So gather around, Johnny Mains, as our auntie is here to welcome us into her sweet, sweet embrace. Instead of taking shit from Cook and Hitchhiker, Johnny players should expect his praises to be sung for once, thanks to Nancy. As players venture deeper into the game's labyrinth, the maze, if you will, of a map, they must navigate a web of mysteries surrounding Black Nancy, all while facing the relentless pursuit of this formidable killer, where survival depends on outsmarting the deadliest adversary yet, Black Nancy. Alright guys, now that we have dipped our feet into the harrowing tale of Black Nancy's backstory, at least what we know so far, let's get into her abilities and some gameplay. Nancy can briefly see through the victim's eyes with an ability called Spy. The psychic power allows her to sense the approximate location of a single victim through a mental image of where that victim might be. However, she will suffer from a short stun after using the Spy ability. To help offset this negative, she can use other family members to reduce the stun. For example, she can use Sissy's wildflower powder stations for faster recovery from stuns. While seeing through the victim's eyes, the screen will become very obscured and you really have to focus to see where the victim may be, which honestly I do appreciate that, as the focal point of the game for victims is to not make sound or to hide your location. So the fact that a family member can now see your exact location, at least we have the vision being super obscured, as you can see here. Also, I just wanted to point out, imagine looking through the eyes of Leland as they're sprinting full force about to give Auntie Nancy the shoulder check of her life. Nancy also has a trap ability that allows her to place traps between gaps and doorways, similar to Hitchhiker. However, her traps are not as powerful as others. Although they can injure victims slightly, the trap is made of coils consisting of razor-sharp chains that create a lot of noise, making it easier for the family to detect and find that victim. And it looks like, judging from the gameplay here, we see a speed that is pretty close to Cook, just without the waddle. So Nancy does not have Cook's trademark waddle, but judging from her chase here with Julie, it looks like she'll be possibly a little bit quicker. It really is hard to tell from this sleek gameplay footage here, because we don't really have a full scope of the range of where they are in the chase. What I mean by that is we clearly see her finishing off Julie, so we don't exactly know her speed and the ground covered prior to that. But from what we do see, again, just taking a guess, it looks to be the speed of Cook, but a little bit quicker there. We should be able to expect Nancy and a new map Junkyard within a month or two, as this update has been worked on since prior to the playtest or the PTB. I think we might also be able to find the missing husband. Maybe it's on that Junkyard property. Who knows? I guess we'll have to find out. Now, it is refreshing to see a studio who cares about the IPs that they own, as they put so much care into the game, as again, they've been working on the DLC here since prior to the game's release. My next video will be an XP farming guide. That way we can take a look at each objective and each point value associated with that objective. So we'll take a look at everything from getting noisemakers down with bone scraps to getting stabs on family members. And then I also wanted to go ahead and have a lore video for our new survivor Danny as well. So we have the 4 executions here for Black Nancy, at least the titles for him. I'm just gonna go out there on a whim and say the execution being performed on Julie, maybe the Texan Skull Crusher. I know it's a pretty wild accusation or guess to take here, as we see Julie's skull being crushed, but I mean, anyway. All 4 of these executions look to be done with what looks like a small pickaxe. And again, to me it kind of looks like a cleaver, like a meat cleaver, that has a pickaxe fashioned at the top instead of just a flat surface. And that's essentially all the information that we have on Black Nancy so far. I do want to go over anything additional that is released whenever that may be. Again, this is leaked information, and with leaked information, we have to take everything with a grain of salt. But at the same time, it looks pretty safe to say this is the content we're going to be getting. We just don't know exactly when we will be getting it or if it'll be completely free. I very much hope it will be free. I just wanted to shout out and really thank you guys for your support. Please let me know your thoughts on our Black Widow killer in the comments, as well as any feedback at all for the channel. So that's pretty much it. Much love. I will see you guys soon. And I'm going to leave you guys with some Nancy voice lines to hold you guys over until the next video. Alright, peace.
I know how to raise them. Just look at my Johnny. I am a suitable mother. Don't you judge me. Don't you ever use that tone with me. Do you have any notion who you're talking to? Your little friend had it coming. Looking at my Johnny that way. He's a sweet boy. Do you know what happens to bodies when you plant them? They help the flowers real good. I haven't had a chase like this in some time. Squirming little bastards. Where did you go? Just come on out now. Ain't no use in delaying things. I have all day, darling. You'll mess up soon enough. We ain't big on unannounced guests. I ain't gonna take kindly to this trespassing. Don't worry, Johnny. I'll help you clean this mess up. Oh, will you look at that? I didn't know we had visitors. This is unacceptable behavior. I ain't never seen such disrespectful behavior in all my life. You are a damn fool!